I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'll turn over to Tessa to do the oath of office for the new office.
So I'll have all three of you stand and we can recite the oath together. We got Jim, Mike, and Pat Evans.
Do them all together or just one at a time?
Nope, you guys can read them all together.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. That's what we've done in the past. Go ahead.
I, Pat Evans, do solemnly affirm to support the
Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and
to discharge faithfully the duties of the office of City Councilor of the City of Richmond, Minnesota,
to the best of my judgment and ability, so help me God.
Perfect. And if I can get the signed copy, that'd be great. Thank you, Pat.
At this time, we'll open up our open public forum for this evening. If there's anybody not on the agenda wishing to speak or address the council. Seeing none, we'll move on to approval of the agenda for this evening. I believe there's no additions.
No additions, deletions.
Actually, we will add one, on your dais, I'm gonna have Adam Ripple, our city attorney, address why Pat can't be up here right now for sitting at the council seat.
Okay.
I'd like to add that letter. We'll do that right away after we approve the agenda.
Do like a 4A or something that we want to do?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay,
So with that said, I'd look for a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Adam Ripple, our city attorney, I would like to address us on the legality of the January 7th date versus today.
Sure, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. I had some discussion with Tessa kind of at the end of the year, realizing that there's a couple of things that are at play. So first things first, the city at its first meeting of the year needs to do a number of things, and that falls under state law. Your regularly scheduled meeting is for tonight, which is the 3rd. Second, excuse me. Yes, it's the second. And then third is state law has some quirky provision for when elected offices start. It doesn't start the first day of the year. It actually starts the first Monday of the year. So this year, that is January 7th. So you've got a new year. You'll have soon a new council member. You know, the city has its meeting before the seating of the new officer. So that's why you have a first meeting of the year without the new council members. And that's why you have things you do every year, you know, appointing bank, the newspaper,
right.
All those annual appointments. So kind of just quirky way it works this year with the Monday being, you know, the 7th instead of earlier.
Okay, gotcha, understand.
All right.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions for Adam? If not, thank you, Adam. We'll move on to the approval of the meeting minutes from December 5th, 2018 and December 20th, 2018. Is there any questions or comments on the minutes?
I have no comments. I don't have any questions. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes for the December 5th and the December 20th meetings.
I'll second.
18.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approval of bills to be paid, just for your note, the sheet on your dais has the additional ones that were paid at the end of the year. Did Pat receive a copy of this?
Yes.
Okay, well, it wasn't in the packet, so.
I put it in the box for him.
Okay, just making sure he's getting everything. Okay. Anybody see anything in the bills? Otherwise I'd look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the approval of the bills paid.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Did you have a question, Pat?
No.
Okay. Okay, moving on to number 7, consent agenda for this evening, resolution 100-19, approval of December 2018 journal entries. Okay, Pat.
I just have one question as a citizen, I'm not a council person. And resolution accepting the fee schedule. According to the fee schedule, you have a late charge utility payment of $50. I would like the legalities of this and the explanation of it from the attorney as he could when he has time. Page 16 says it has to be by, not by amount, by interest. And page 39 has the sample of the billing. So if you could, I'm requesting that the city attorney explains this at the next meeting, and that the fee schedule of $50 penalty for water and sewer be dropped off of the fee schedule until then.
Do you guys want to table the
Yeah, and I can just say briefly, I haven't looked at this league memo, but typically the concern for that with a fixed fee amount is, if you've heard the term usury, it's the maximum amount of interest that you can charge for something. And the concern is that if it's a small, late, small amount that's late, that fixed fee might be deemed to be interest that's above that maximum rate that we charge under state law.
When we checked with the league, they had told us that as long as we have it set by our ordinance or have language in our ordinance then that's how we can do it.
If it's not interest, it's the,
Right.
I'd have to refresh my memory with
According to the information there, it states that yes, you can raise it. You can put it in your thing, but it has to be an explanation on every bill, the percent that you are penalizing person. So a $50 late fee at 1% would be a $500 bill. And it also says in there that it has to be equal for everybody, so that would, why it's percentage, because if I owe, let's say $1,000 and Adam owes only $20, they have to have him pay $50 and me pay $50 on a larger bill, that wouldn't be acceptable either. And it also states in there it has to be reasonable. Well, the neighboring cities are not even close to that, so being reasonable is kind of very much of a question there. And that's why I'm asking for the legalities.
And I'd be happy to take an in-depth look at that.
To review that,
Information for you.
if you would please, thank you.
We'll move on to consent agenda. Resolution 119, approval of December's journal entries. Resolution 101-19, approval of November 2018 donations, which is from People Service and SCH, which is our engineering. They both gave money towards the Tremendous Night. Resolution 102-19, approval of 2019 annual resolutions. Resolution 103-19, appointment. Resolution 104-19, 2019 corporate resolution with Falcon State Bank, Resolution 105-19, we're gonna pull that one out for now. That's the fee schedule one. We'll pull that one out for now. Acknowledge a People Services December 2018 written report. Item H, Resolution 106-19 LMC limits of liability. And item I, Resolution 107-19, resolution setting date for public hearing on the approval of a tax abatement resolution for Brinky's commercial development. Do we have to do this separately? Because you have to state in here the names.
If you want to do it separately, you can.
We're gonna pull item I off until we're done with the consent agenda because there's certain parts that have to be initialed by certain people.
Oh, okay.
Because it lists people's names there. So item A through H with pulling item F out, which is the fee schedule.
Fee schedule, yep,
We'll bring that back up on our February's meeting.
okay.
February or you want January?
January workshop.
Well, if Adam wants to come on our February and explain it, that way the public will hear it on TV versus our workshop, they won't hear it, if that's all right.
You're the boss.
Well, I just
Pat, do
feel
you have a preference?
if it's on
Well, I
the
would-
TV meeting, it'd be
The
better.
explanation would be great for everybody, because that's a very large concern out there.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
With that said, I look for a motion for the other items. A through H.
Did you say we're pulling I, correct?
We're gonna
We're gonna
pull
do
I, we're gonna do
separate.
I separately.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda with those changes.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, back to resolution 107-19, the resolution for setting a public hearing for the abatement resolution.
And I'll type them in there.
Yeah. I just wanna make sure we're doing it right, according to how it states. Alright. Do the roll call. Members of the council that are missing would be Mike Ricky and Larry Holcomson for tonight. And looking for council member who is going to move this resolution forward.
I make that motion to move this resolution 107-18 forward.
Should be 19.
I thought it should be 19.
19,
yeah.
excuse me.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to move forward. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Alright, let's take care of our consent agenda. Moving on to department reports for this evening, we'll start with the police department. Chief Jason Bloom.
Mr. Mayor, Council, good evening. Start off with just the monthly report for October of 2018 for this Richmond. There was 114 total incidents. For the month, 7 medicals, 5 suspicious activities with at 52 traffic stops with 56 warnings and 11 citations, and then 50 miscellaneous calls for service. And then just some of the other things. In December, we had DARE graduation for the entire Rapori School District. It was a big group this year. I think he had 172 students that went through that. We just had the graduation in the middle of last month. And yeah, it's a good program. We go, and this year it included the private school as long as the public school, and I think that kind of increased the size a little bit. So, but overall, it sounded like everything went well. So, good program, I think, and
Very good.
we also had, there was a TZD, or a towards zero death shift. It's the old safe and sober. It stretched from the beginning of December through the end of the year. Along some of the high points is we had I think 3 or 4 DWIs. We also recovered a stolen car out of Wilmer. It was stolen earlier in the day. We recovered it that night. So it was a productive wave this time around. So, and everything went smoothly. And then also with K9 Cash, he helped towards Rockville. They had somebody flee from the car, ended up throwing narcotics and a couple other items from him as he ran, and they ended up arresting him, but they were able to recover those narcotics so kids or anybody else didn't come across them laying in the weeds. And so they're working well together. So
Very good.
that's all I have, unless you guys have questions for me.
You skipped number 3.
Oh, sorry about that. Just a reminder for everybody with the snow parking, now that we are getting more snow, no parking, on-street parking from 2 to 6 a.m. so the plows can get cleaned up, this road's cleaned up and everything. So I think overall it's been going pretty good. The first time around we put warnings on everybody's cars. I know City Hall took quite a few calls over that, so trying to educate people before putting any citations out, anything like that, and I think that helped out quite a bit. So overall, I think it's been going well, so just trying to keep reminding people that if it does snow, just make sure you're parking off the street. So,
Very good.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Moving on to emergency management, Randy Scheckman.
Mayor, Council. My year-end report is we went out once. We did a little bit of spotting, nothing serious. The other one is my Mark Kramer, my assistant, will be stepping down. Eric Koenig is stepping up. Other than that, we bought an iPad. We're working on setting a few more drills up. With the iPad, we're trying to get a little more in-depth with that. Other than that, we got try to do a practice drill sometime this year, hopefully, of just like the losing power, shutting down. Try to do a backup plan.
Do that for spring, or try to get it for spring for the first part of the year then, or
We're gonna try.
for summer, yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, that's all I got.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you, Randy.
Thanks, Randy.
Moving on to public works and streets. Gordon Bingham.
Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year.
Hello.
Regarding the snow removal. We started November the 11th. We ended up December the 31st, or New Year's. We had 11 events, snow events we had in town here where I went out and plowed or removed snow or whatever. Garrickins thus far had removed snow from Main Street in the church area twice. We just finished it up again New Year's Day. We finished that Main Street up, removing that snow. The last couple of weeks, I told you guys this a while back, but I've been burning up some of the vacation, so I've been out of the office for the last 2 weeks, basically, unless we needed something, and of course I went out and did the stuff, but, so I was kind of like gone there for a little bit. Pumper 2, Steve will check and talk on this, but anyway, Pumper 2 is back and running. We got it at the shop. I know that Steve had probably brought to your attention last meeting that we don't believe that truck should go back into service because of the damage on the wiring and stuff. So that truck is sitting in the shop. It's fueled up. It doesn't have water in it, but it has all the equipment in it. In the event that we have to have the truck, but we have neutral aid, so I don't think that's going to be the issue. What had happened is the truck years ago was hit by lightning and it overheated, and we had a cracked head on it. I replaced the head, redid the motor, and then of course when I had that whole engine compartment bay apart, we found some more bad wiring, and they're exposed. And that truck is too dangerous to be sitting in the fire hall with the batteries hooked up, and that's why we kind of took it off the line tentatively. So it's sitting in the shop right now. The batteries aren't hooked up to it, so it's safe out there. But it does run, and I've been driving it, so it's capable of pumping everything else. It's just that with those bad wires, we just can't have it working. Gas gauge don't work, the doesn't work, the dash stuff does not work, and that's where the wires are smoked. So that's the status on that. Shop truck, the service body has been replaced, and I've been putting all the tools back in. I still have to get rid of the old service body that I've taken off. We'll be junking that thing out because it was rusted out. 2019 street projects. Dave and I are going to be starting to do some meeting on that. We're going to start working a little bit heavier and harder on that this year for the season. So we'll be start doing some of those meetings regarding that. And of course, we've been already meeting with some homeowners, or Dave has been meeting with some homeowners and the schools and the church. So we've been doing some meetings already with those people, so they have an idea what's kind of going on in the event that this project goes all through. So we just have to keep doing our homework. And then also, if you guys remember last year, through our safety people that we meet with once a month down in Rockville, this lady is she's a representative from OSHA, and she's trying to get all of our cities in compliance with these OSHA regulations and stuff. So in September of this year, we're going to have a OSHA audit of the city of Richmond. So that means the fire hall, that means the arena, that means the waste treatment plant, the shop, and all of our rec stuff. So I've been taking notes of the stuff that we have to make sure we're up to speed on, and we're getting those things corrected. So by September time, we do have a decent report. So those are the things that we're going to be working on this summer, of course, and then on with this 2019 road street project is going to be involved. So that's what we got going right now. So if there's any questions, comments, or concern. Have you guys got?
Anybody have any questions?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Gordy.
Council reports for this evening, being that there was no meetings in December of any of the councils. The EDA's next meeting is January 15th at 6:30 here up at City Hall. And if there's anybody interested on becoming a member of the EDA, the city is taking applications. There is an open seat due to losing one of our members. The planning commission is gonna be tentatively meeting Thursday, January 24th at 6:30, unless they have no business to do. The Ricori Trail, there is no January meeting, so they won't have a meeting until February. And other matters concerned, our next city council meeting will be January 17th, 2019, and it'll be our workshop. Anybody else have anything to add for this evening? If not, means adjourned.
Okay. Thanks.